Okay, on April 18th, we did our last bee inspection, and I wanted to try something different on this particular bee inspection. I went through the whole inspection without making any sounds. I wanted to try to be as quiet as I could, and because if you remember on the last week, the bees were relatively aggressive. They were not happy with me at all. So I wanted to do this quiet. So I'm going to do a voiceover on this one. Watch as I lift up this lid. You look back in the back, there was a lot of burr comb that was connected right there, and actually one of the frames was still connected onto it. So I had to kind of wiggle it off to get it off. On this particular day, you're going to see the bees. They get mad at me again. So these bees are definitely pretty aggressive. I'm pretty sure now that they are definitely going to be part of the Africanized. On this particular day, it was probably in the 80s, mid to upper 80s whenever I was doing the bee inspection. It had been kind of highs in the 80s and 90s all week, and it'd been windy. It was windy on the day I was doing my inspection, and it was windy the day before as well. Something that's we're going to notice is I lift up this hive. As I get it off, there's a lot of burr comb. So one thing that I did whenever I put that second deep on to start allowing the bees to get honey for themselves, I did not put all of the frames in, and the idea behind it was don't give them too much for them to fill out. Well, that was a mistake. They definitely went in there and put a lot of burr comb in different places, and you're going to see me have to get it out. And right about now, the bees are starting to get a little more aggressive, and they were just definitely aggressive this whole entire time. But looking at some of the plants that were in bloom, at this point in time, we still had the ratama. The ratama is still in bloom. We were seeing pretty much the oak is out of bloom. It's no longer in bloom. Mesquite's definitely out. Weesage still some, but not very much. But we are starting to see a lot more wildflowers kind of coming in and around the area. One thing I noticed on that frame whenever I pulled it off, there was a lot of honey on that frame. And right there you can look off, and we're going to get a better video of it right here. There was a large swath of burr comb that I'm going to wind up taking out right here. Alright, so now I'm getting down into the brood box again, and on that outside frame, number 1, we've got a little bit of draw and comb on that side, not really much going on there. But a lot of, there really hasn't been anything going on towards the outsides of this hive, of this brood box from the get-go. Getting in frame number 2. Had a lot of capped honey on that side. Now we get back in, and there was a lot of capped brood on that one. Another hive with a lot of capped brood on there. Got a little bit of that honey ring going around the outside. Here we have a lot of eggs on the inside too. So I had seen that we've got both capped brood and some larvae, not larvae, but eggs, brand new eggs. So because I saw the eggs, I know that queen is in there. She's still laying, and at this point in time, the bees are so aggravated that I started just putting everything back rather than bothering them some more. But with what I saw earlier with the burr comb going on, I decided I wanted to go ahead and add in all of the frames, and I'm going to add in all the frames to that top brood box, or that top box, and I'm going to leave that top box for them for honey over the winter. So I'm going to leave that for them. So you're going to see me put in those frames here in just a few minutes. as y'all can tell in the video, these bees are definitely not happy. They are not happy with me getting into their hive. They're not happy with what I'm doing. I started making plans on my next inspection. Whenever I take off that top box, I'm going to set it down on a piece of plywood to where the bees that are going to be in there, that are going to be on those frames of honey, what I'm hoping is some of them are more of capped honey. On the next time, whenever I pull off that top box, they're going to go straight onto a piece of plywood, and then they won't be able to escape to attack or to go after me anymore, at least reducing the population that is free to attack, at least by, hopefully a quarter or half. That way maybe I can get away without being attacked quite so much.